Good morning. How the devil are you doing this Friday? Me, I am tired. Very, very, very tired. Putting together one of these shows each day is hard enough, but I've also spent about the last 48 hours trying to pull together our 12 Days of Christmas show too, which is just a little over a day away. But that show is now ready for Thursday evening, and trust me, it will be worth it. So while I'm still largely awake, what say we roll that intro and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It's Wednesday, the 24th of November, and as that remarkably persistent guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, hopes for a construction licensing scheme are dashed on the rocks of government apathy. What happens when you park a bit too close to a site? Emergency Response Network has opened its doors for applicants. S. Evans is the LaBounty hunter. It'll make sense when you see it. And Bobcat is off to the zoo. And we'll be looking ahead to our 12 Days of Christmas video show and prize giveaway as well. We'll get to all of that in just a second. But first, let's see who among the rich and the shameless is celebrating a birthday on this day of days.
Happy birthday!
And it's many happy returns to gangster Charles Lucky Luciano, to Pete Best, the original drummer for a little-known band called The Beatles. Whatever happened to them, I wonder. Happy birthday also to another drummer, Clem Burke of Blondie, to cricketer Ian Beefy Botham, and to angler and TV presenter Matt Hayes. But far more importantly, a very happy birthday to former West Ham striker, a man that had to retire far too soon, Mr. Dean Ashton. Many happy returns to them, one and all. Now, one of the most important skills you can have as a live streamer is an ability to react and respond. So about 2 minutes ago, before I hit the go live button this morning, I received a call from our roving reporter, Peter Haddock, who tells me he has some breaking news to bring us live in the field. So while I throw myself upon the mercy of technology, let's roll Peter's theme tune and see what all this breaking news is about. Good morning, Peter.
Hello, Mark. How are you doing? How are you, Mark? You all right?
I'm responding very quickly here. Tell me, where are you? What are you doing? And what is this breaking news of which you speak?
Well, first of all, Mark, I can hear you in here intermittently, but this is because this is a massive show I'm at, and there's loads of people doing all sorts of exciting stuff. But read it for yourself. We're now a partner, Trimble. What does that mean, Mark? Do you see a little logo to my right that says Sunbelt Rentals? Well, guess what? I'm here with Stuart Nash, who's the Director of Survey for Sunbelt Rentals. He's been a busy man because he's persuaded Trimble to let him be a partner throughout the whole of the UK. Stuart, this is massive news. How has it all come about, and what does it mean for people in the UK?
It's come about over a long period of negotiation with Trimble. What it means for us as a business is that we're onboarding Trimble's range of geospatial machine control products. It'll enable customers to access these in a way that they probably haven't ever done before from a rental perspective. And it's about us being able to provide the solutions and the technology for customers to really drive their projects forwards into the digital age.
And what that means really, Mark, is that this network that Sunbelt have got across the UK means that they can be close to the customers, and now they can serve customers that want to use Trimble equipment. But, Stuart, we see a lot of surveying equipment behind us here. There's some more news, isn't there? And that affects the big diggers I love, Mark. Tell me about it, Stuart.
Yeah, so we're here the next 2 days at Geo Business in London. That's a very survey geospatial show. But as part of the partner agreement we have with Trimble, we are onboarding their whole range of machine control products as well. So as you reference in the background there, you know, we are going to be putting that Trimble equipment on the big diggers.
Mark, you know, I love it when I hear news like that more people are going to have accessibility to machine control in the UK. Now, this is so important to me because really we need this technology to push on, and people actually need to recognize that what we've got is the ability to reduce carbon, to reduce emissions, and to make all the sites out there more sustainable, and not only that, more productive. You've got a really big solution-driven thing about net zero as well, haven't you, Stuart? This is part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, here at Sunbelt Rentals, we're committed to the whole ESG element of what we do. And obviously a big part of that is being green. So that runs through our whole plant rental fleet. Obviously, we've invested with JCB with a lot of their new Stage 5 diesels, their electric fleets and that side of things. We run through our whole sort of power side of the business as well. We're investing in all of the latest efficient technologies, and we really want to work with our customers. You know, this is a real ethos in Sunbelt, in the fact that we want to work with and engage with our customers so that they can take advantage of the technology, both actually in some of the machines we obviously rent out, but the on machine as well, which saves on, you know, passes, moving earth, moving material multiple times. So for us, it's the whole package, you know, and it really is engaging with those customers and understanding their needs, their project requirements, and then fitting the technology, the hardware to that customer.
Mark, I've got the tablet that matters now for Sunbelt Rentals customers wanting Trimble. And so what I really want to say to people out there, look, we're moving forward, and big businesses like Sunbelt Rentals are creating a whole infrastructure that allows us to move towards this COP26 net zero, road to zero piece. But equally, you know, when you're looking at a machine like that from JCB that Sunbelt has bought Stage 5, and guess what? You turn around and say, hello, Mr. Sunbelt Rentals. I basically want to have that machine, and I also want to have machine control. Guess what, Stuart?
Yeah, that's possible.
I know
today, Mark. Wow, big breaking news with you. Right, so go for it, your question.
Yeah, very quick question. Is this technology applicable only to the machines that Sunbelt Rental own, or are they offering some of this stuff to rental for other people for other non-Sunbelt machines? No. Looks like we've lost the audio connection, I think. Yeah, looks like we've lost the audio connection. Peter, have a great day.
Right, Mark, I've got, you're breaking up in my ear there, so I'm going to take the first question. And basically, Mark's asking, is it just available on your machines now, or is this available to be put together?
Yeah, it will be available both on a Sunbelt rental machine, if that's what the customer wants, or we will more than happily fit it to customers' machines as well. We have a whole team of machine control installation engineers, and they will be able to fit these products to the customer's plant as well as Sunbelt Rentals plant.
Thanks very much, Stuart. I think we've lost the connection with Mark, but I think we got it back there, Mark. Thanks ever so much. Had to come into the show today. This is big news for the industry.
Absolutely. Thanks ever so much, Peter. Have a great day, and thanks a lot, Stuart. Have a great show.
Cheers, Mark.
Right, let's try and get this show back on the road, shall we? I have made no secret of my personal belief that the UK demolition contractors should be licensed, just as those in the allied asbestos industry are also licensed. I personally believe it would raise standards, and that the possible loss of that license would deter less scrupulous contractors from cutting corners. But based upon the reaction to a suggested imposition of a compulsory license scheme for the building trade, I fear that a demolition licensing could be an awfully long way off. The Domestic Building Works Consumer Protection Bill, which is a mouthful in itself, was presented to the House of Commons by backbench Conservative MP Mark Garnier on Friday last week. That was for its second reading. It was subsequently withdrawn without even being put to the vote due to a lack of government support. Garnier argued that the requiring licenses for builders would address problems of incompetent and rogue builders within the domestic repair, maintenance and improvement sector. However, when Construction Minister Lee Rowley flatly refused government support for the creation of such a bureaucratic regime, Garnier withdrew his bill. The minister said, "The question always comes back to the philosophical discussion that we have daily in this place, what we think the government should do, when they should intervene, and when it's appropriate to do so. This is rightly about balancing how we protect the consumer and protect and support individual agency with markets that we have sufficient information and knowledge in, so that people can make decisions without needing another organisation, group or state to intervene." He added, "Although I'm afraid to say on balance, we as a government are not minded to support the bill, we are very keen to continue to discuss this because we accept that there is an issue. The question is whether a licensing scheme is proportionate to the problem at this time. Maybe the bill might have stood a better chance if certain people weren't spending their time at Peppa Pig World. Who knows?" But if the failure of the bill was disappointing for Mark Garnier, it was even more frustrating to Brian Berry, Chief Executive of the Federation of Master Builders. According to Berry, 77% of local small construction firms back the principle of a licensing scheme. A license to build would protect not only consumers but also quality builders from being undercut by unscrupulous and all too often dangerous cowboy builders. While the government's failure to back the bill is disappointing, Brian Berry says, its commitment to work with stakeholders and industry and find a solution to stamp out cowboy builders is at least welcome news. Not as welcome as perhaps it could have been. I've got a video to show you. If I was posting this on Instagram, which I still might, I would use the caption, "Wait for it." But since this show doesn't actually have captions, I'm just going to hit the play button and leave you to try to figure out exactly how all of this pans out. I think the less said about that one, the better. All I will say is that the pickup does appear to have had a lucky escape, and the car that drives by was lucky it didn't arrive about 10 seconds earlier. I realise that wasn't in the UK, but now you realise why I'm such an advocate for a demolition licence. Now, if you were among the many that has purchased and read Paul Ford's book, Dangerous Structure Emergency Response, you will know that Paul has been actively involved in the creation of a national network of temporary works and demolition engineers, to support the nation's emergency services at any major incident where persons are known to or feared trapped or vital infrastructure could be compromised. Now, I was hoping to have a photograph. It's just popped up. That network is known as NEST, the National Emergency Services Support Task Force, as I say, NEST, N-E-S-S-T, and it is now actively seeking members to offer and share their expertise. NEST will be inviting members to a series of urban search and rescue training days during February and March 2022 for on-the-ground familiarisation. Now, in case you missed it, here is Paul Ford talking about why NEST is so important. That's the wrong button. This is the one we want.
NEST is a mechanism that fills a void in time, that when a blue light is called to a dangerous structure or an incident, obviously the blue light is the first point of call. The blue light goes out. What follows closely behind, but never super efficiently behind, at times, is the local authority's ability to respond. So in the dead of night, there's an explosion, there's a big fire at a storage facility, and the storage facility is next to network rail. As that's raging away, the calls from the blue light will be made to the local authority, and the local authority will have a list of people that are on call, and they'll ring them at home in the dead of night and say, look, there's an incident over at this place, can you get over there? Emergency services have got possession of the site at the moment, but we need to be prepared to take on that responsibility when the emergency services are finished. And what you could have, there could be a 2-hour delay in the emergency services seeing somebody from the local authority. And in that period, they could have a need for structural advice from a structural engineer or demolition engineer, and when we're talking about dangerous structures, the relevance, the importance of a demolition engineer, somebody that actually understands how a building will react, not necessarily why it's standing up, the foundations are this big because the calculation tells me X, actually fundamentally why they're standing up, how a building will react if we take out that part of the building, or if that part of the building has already collapsed or exploded away. And that period is a really important period in the emergency services ability to get to survivors, get to people trapped or deceased, or protect local infrastructure.
To apply to join NEST, you can email Paul at paul.ford@degroupuk.com with a cover letter explaining your personal experience of temporary works design and or management of dangerous structures. You can also find out more at www.nest-response.com. Perhaps better still, you can still purchase a copy of Dangerous Structure Emergency Response at dangerous-structure.com and flip straight to page 38 for a better understanding of exactly what that role entails. And just to let you know, I am planning to do another interview with Paul Ford very soon to look specifically at NEST and its aims, its hopes, and its ambitions. So keep watching if you'd like to know more.
Axoft and Svantec are your high-end partners for noise, vibration, dust, and air quality systems, sensors, and software. To find out more, visit axoft.co.uk or call 01234 639 550.
If you were going to send a machine to work in a zoo, what would you choose? A cat? Perhaps? A rubber duck? Maybe. Something from the Chinese manufacturer Zoom Lion? Another good suggestion. But surely the most appropriate choice is a Bobcat electric mini excavator. There you go. Quiet as a mouse, strong as an ox, as sure-footed as a mountain goat, and blessed with the reach of a small giraffe. Bobcat electric mini excavators. Don't you just love them?
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
You might recall that we were the first to bring you the news that the fine folks at Bph Attachments had been appointed as the UK agent for the LaBounty range of heavy-duty attachments. We said at the time that Bph would move metal, and move metal they most certainly have. The company recently supplied a big scrap shear to S. Evans & Sons, and that shear has gone to work at the Dawes Lane Coke Oven section of British Steel's Scunthorpe Works. And we've got some footage of that beast in action. That really is quite a tool. Congratulations to S. Evans & Sons on its new toy, and to the team at Bph for securing that notable order. Any demolition contractors out there fancy a day or two at the seaside? A new care home is to be built on the site of the Buckmaster House on Broadstairs Western Esplanade, and £750,000 have been set aside by client Abbeyfield Society to bring the project to fruition. But before that care home can be built, the buildings that currently stand on the site require demolition, and at the time of broadcast, a suitable demolition contractor has yet to be appointed. You can find out more about that project lead and many, many more just like it over at buildersconference.co.uk.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Right, that pretty much wraps up today's show. Sorry it was interrupted by our roving reporter, but I think that's important news to bring to you. I will be back here tomorrow, usual time, usual place, for more of this old stuff and nonsense. And don't forget, tomorrow evening at 6 p.m, we will be hosting the 12 Days of Christmas show, in which myself and my construction collective colleagues Peter Haddock and Nick Drew count down what we believe to be the 12 most important, significant and interesting new products of the past year. I can't give away too much about what machines are in the top 12 because we obviously want you to tune in. What I can do is give away a couple of big boxes of goodies. In actual fact, what I'm going to do, we've got quite a collection of goodies to give away. And rather than giving them away individually, which takes forever and costs a fortune in postage and doesn't really help anybody particularly, I've decided I'm going to make a medium-sized box of merch and a big box of merch, and there will be 2 prizes up for grabs, which you can enter just by typing a couple of words into the chat on the night. So be sure to tune in. You never know, you might just bag a collection of gifts for yourself or your loved ones just in time for the festivities. I really hope you can join us for that. Right, I'm going to roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. And I know it's been a busy chat this morning, so I'm going to go and have a look at that. Until then, stay safe, look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks for watching.